Welcome back to episode 58 of the world famous Fatcast.
Cheers, everyone.
Last little segment. We were going to end the show, but then we decided that we would talk about beer. Tonight we have Nick DiCarlo. Nick,
hey,
you have what beer in your hand right now?
Right now I got a Devil's Ale going because we're doing a beer thing. I got a Santan Sunspot Gold going because I wasn't finished with the last one, and I got a Jameson Black.
I was not asking for your whole goddamn life story.
Yeah, catch up, Nick.
Zachary Barber, where's this beer from?
I am going with the Santan Hefeweizen.
Where's the beer from?
It's from Santan Brewing Company.
Which is where?
And the Santan
Which is
Valley.
in Santan Valley, Arizona.
Thank you, Jesus Christ.
More like Chandler, Arizona.
Nick O'Gean.
True that.
Nick O'Gean, what do you got? You got a good one.
I got a Mr. Pineapple.
Mr. Pineapple, tell me what
Mr. Pineapple.
What's the matter with this thing? What's all that churning and bubbling? You call that a radar screen?
No, sir. We call it Mr. Coffee. Care for some?
Can says.
It says Mr. Pineapple. Pineapple wheat.
That's it?
Pineapple weed?
Pineapple wheat.
So today's
Well,
beer day.
beer.
Today is beer day.
You Nick DiCarlo, you
Yes.
start us off.
Yeah, you're from Colorado.
Yeah,
I am.
Colorado. You're America's favorite dirtbag.
Yep.
Coors
Light.
What does beer mean to you?
Happiness.
Fair enough. Beer is really good, and beer does make me happy.
All right, so fuck it, Nick. That was like the worst setup I've ever fucking heard. All right, so we're gonna start out this topic.
I thought it was
Let me
great.
show you do. So we're gonna start out this topic.
I thought it was poetic myself, but
So we're gonna start off this topic
yelling.
a little bit, about how I just want to talk about what we all feel about beer. In general, what's the good beer, what's the bad beer. Do you want to go first, Nick?
Yes.
I will let you go first.
Okay.
Okay. I think you're gonna fucking nail it this time.
Okay.
Okay, go.
I saw that.
Oh, are you not going to ask me what beer means to me? Okay. One of the best beers ever, Stella Artois. One of the worst beers ever I had this week in South Africa. It's called Castle Light. The only beer that's available in South Africa, really. It's awful.
Ugh.
It tastes like warm piss that's been cooled down.
Oh.
Nice. Yeah, I wouldn't imagine South Africa
Did you get drunk off of it?
being very good.
I did.
Having very good beers
No.
in South Africa.
Wait, why did they not have good?
Well, I mean,
Why not?
do you know of any fucking South African beers? Because I feel like there's a lot of beers that are like international that people know about. I don't know any fucking South African beers.
You're right. There are lots of Japanese beers.
I've had
There
some
aren't really,
Japanese beers.
Chinese beers. I've had South Korean beers. I've had Thai beers.
I don't
the
think,
Thai-like
I don't
beers.
think beer is very popular in Thailand. I don't know.
I thought that's like super multi. Nick, god damn it, stop raising your hand. We're like 6 beers deep. You say what you gotta fucking say. It's fucking beer day.
How many beers did you have, Nick, in South Africa?
2.5.
Ooh.
The first one is awful and it was kind of warm.
Oh.
And then I tried the light version to see if that was better,
Oh.
and it still was bad. And then I'm like, okay, maybe I just got 2 skunky batches because beer sounds really good. I tried a third. It wasn't good. But you know what? They had good wine. They had actually really good wine.
Okay, well, fuck wine. Wine's for pussies. The beer
I-
that you had, though. Sorry.
Wine's not necessary for pussies.
I know,
Let's
but
be
But
real.
it's- it
I'm
is
not a big wine
National
guy.
Wine Day, so
I'm not necessarily a wine guy, but let's be real. Wine
Some
is
fucking
wine.
delicious ass wines. I like the grapes. I like.
I'll do a fucking wine tasting. That shit is
Okay.
basically alcohol is good.
Focus, Dad.
So Nick, back to the beer topic.
Yes.
What made these beers in South Africa so bad? Like, were they light beers? What were they trying to be, and what was wrong with them?
Well, there was Castle, which was like a Budweiser, and then Castle Light. It was just It's just called Castle.
Huh.
Nick, let me just ask you a question.
Yes.
Because I'm kind of feeling like probably the reason why is the beer culture is not very big. How many options did you have for beer?
I had Castle and Castle Light.
Yeah, that's why I was getting from it.
Yeah. So it was just
It's like 1990 America.
You know, that'll probably give you a little bit of a gut reaction though. It's like you're like, oh, can I get a beer menu?
yeah.
And they're
Yeah, it was pretty much that. Like the waitress comes up, what would you like? You say, I'll have a beer, and they say, do you want regular or light? That was basically it.
Yeah, that doesn't
And
sound like the
what
best.
was
beer
bad
experience.
about it is it just. I think it was a very old style beer that's never changed with the times. I think it was first brewed in the early 1900s, and they just never changed the recipe, and kind of the recipe is all off. You know how like you taste like a.
Is it filtered? Is it a filtered beer?
Yeah, it's just like a
You
light
can hold it
lager.
up. You can see through it. And
Yeah, it's probably
everything.
probably just a fucking mass produced, just like
Yeah, it's like a matter like Coors Light,
It's like-
Foster's,
It's like the same thing that makes like a natural
Dos Equis.
a natty light taste weird or
Kieran.
something. It's just
Was it malty? Because I feel like the when you get like really malty, like you get further down like the cure, like the Asian beer level.
Yeah. It was
and
just-
they like the malty light beers.
it was just bitter in all the wrong ways.
Weird.
It wasn't
Yeah,
like
it
a
wasn't-
hoppy bitter. It was just bitter.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know how you get bitter. That's weird.
Yeah, it was weird.
We'll Google Castle later. I'll just like throw the whole thing on the screen
So,
with all the.
I gave it multiple chances and it just let me down every time. Like,
So would you give it out of 10, Nick?
Piss water out of 10.
Nice.
Oh, what?
Very nice.
Like dehydrated piss water.
Okay.
Like, you know, the one that kind of almost comes out looking like Gatorade?
Okay.
Yeah, I've been there.
so 0 out of 10.
0
I
out of
mean,
10,
why?
I give
Because it was
one-
still beer, and if I drank enough,
one
of it,
light
I'd get
Gatorade.
drunk.
Matt, what are your favorite beers?
So, what's for me is that my favorite beers change all the time, and it kind of pisses me off because I kind of want to be like, when someone like talks about beer, I want to be like a beer fucking snob. Oh yeah, it's fucking my favorite beer. It's the best beer of all fucking time. But I'm just like, no, pretty much whenever I try new beer, I'm just like, oh, this is fucking delicious. Like most of the time, it's fucking delicious. And I mean, there are a few that stand out to me. In no particular order, the Coffee Kolsch by Kona Brewing Company.
That's
Delicious.
really good, but it's really weird when you take a sip and you're not expecting it.
Yes, it tastes just like coffee. It's a Kolsch.
Like
that
the one
tastes
time,
coffee.
like the one time that I'm like, hey Matt, can you bring me a beer? And you brought me it, and I didn't look at the can, and I just took a swig, and I'm like,
Oh.
like I was not
Yeah,
expecting
Catch
that.
you off guard.
Yeah,
Okay, number 2 is the Sculpin by
Yes.
who makes it?
big eye.
No.
No,
Balls Point.
Yeah, Ballast Point. Yeah.
Ballast Point Brewing Company in California. If you
They're
want to
really
get
expensive.
crazy with it, so it's an IPA, but it's not an IPA that fucking like slaps you across the face. But it does just
Like a wet
just
fish?
the way you want it to. It's weird because like some IPAs you drink and you're like,
Well-
ooh, that's an IPA. You know, like, this is like an IPA you drink and you're like, damn.
Like
yeah,
a fresh
the first time I had that IPA was with you actually, and that's one of the only IPAs that I think is really good in the summertime. Like
Well-
it's so crisp. Like I the first time I ever enjoyed an IPA was like the dead of winter, super fucking cold outside, and I was like, damn, I think IPAs are the best when it's really cold outside. But the grapefruit
I was
Sculpin,
just gonna say, if you want to fuck with it a little bit, you can do the grapefruit Sculpin.
yeah, that shit
they
is
also
like
have a pineapple.
that shit is so
They do.
like so perfect for just like a crisp summer beer.
So okay. So before I move on to the last one, we got to tag off some points for the Sculpin, the pineapple Sculpin, whatever.
$14.99.
$14.99 a fucking 6-pack.
At least
No. That shit full price at Fry's is like $16.99 for a 6-pack. It was on sale. It was on sale tonight for $13.99.
That just must mean
It's
like,
so
that's how much
expensive, though.
They can sell it. What's crazy is that you can make a beer that's so good you can sell it for $17 for
basically twice the
12
price.
fluid ounces bottles.
But the good thing with that is you only need one and you feel good.
Well, I guess
You can't get, like, hammered
but the
off
thing
of
is
it.
that like
No, Nick, no.
it is.
You buy a 6-pack, you drink the 6-pack.
It is a special occasion beer. Okay, so then the very last one on my list of fucking like whatever top 3. We all live in Arizona. It's out of Arizona. Prescott Brewing Company makes a delicious beer. It is called the Achocalypse. It's a chocolate porter, and it's
It's a chocolate.
99% sure it's
Is
porter.
it seasonal?
No, they have it all the fucking time.
Nice.
And it is fucking hella chocolatey.
Yeah,
I'm
dude.
gonna say that, but like I can still drink 3 of them. Is my point?
I'm gonna
It's
get
not
that.
like super. It is fucking. It's a lot, but if
But it's
you,
not too much.
Well,
I recommend everyone try it because if you like it, it will be one of your favorite beers. If it's not, I totally understand, but it is one of my favorites.
props to you because those are 3 pretty different beers. Like, well, I'm not a big Kolsch guy. I shouldn't say that I dislike it because most beers I'm like even IPAs are like probably like the furthest from what I really like. I still drink IPA. Like beer's a beer to me. I like them all, kind of. I have my preferences. Like I like really malty beers, or I like beers more on that side of the spectrum. Like Oktoberfest beers are like, those are beers that I can just like chug because they're so good to me. Or like I like porters.
I fucking hate those.
I like porters as well. You know what I mean?
I like totals.
I'm not. I haven't tried the Apocalypse actually, but I do like porters. But yeah, malty beers are like my favorite, and like ambers and reds.
Yeah,
like all of that are like.
I feel like,
and I like light beers. I like cerveza a lot.
Like I like the Dos Equis Amber.
A lot of it.
Like one of my favorite beers. It's weird.
A lot of it depends for me. A lot of it just depends on the situation. I mean, you know, if you're camping, like you gotta have a good light beer.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean. Like
fine.
you gotta have a beer.
I like real heavy dark beers when I'm camping. But
really,
I hope you're fucking kidding, because when I'm camping, it's like I want to have like 20 of like the lightest possible beer.
if I'm around a campfire, I want to drink a Bud Light. Okay, no, that's absolutely true. If we have a full fucking ice chest and there's Bud Light in there and some really good craft brew, I'm taking craft brew all day. But when I think of camping, I think of like, I don't know, just getting drunk and having a good time. It's just drinking a fucking light, shitty beer.
Yeah, drinking like.
Whenever I'm camping, I'm always cold. So I like heavy porters, double porters if it's cold. So that's what I think of.
Fair enough. Nick,
what's your favorite canned beer?
My favorite canned beer?
I said camping, but I definitely mumbled it just a little bit.
Just beer in general. What are your thoughts?
Camping beer, I'd probably go light. But
beer in general.
I think beer in general, I have a good story.
Okay, fucking go ahead.
So when I first turned 21, I was all like Dos Equis. Like that was my main beer. But, you know, being in this podcast, it made me open up my, you know, taste buds to different beers. So I was like, wow, I love beer.
I wish I could do that about everything. I fucking hate just opening my taste buds. I'm like, yeah, man, just fucking eat pickles.
Just crank them up.
Just crank them up to 11.
But yeah, so I thank Feck for that.
So what are your favorite beers then? What are your fucking favorite beers now, Nick?
Well, I like
Don't
the
say Mr.
grapefruit.
Pineapple.
Grapefruit's good. Well, I might actually get this.
Grapefruit, Mr. Pineapple?
Yep.
Okay, so grapefruit, Mr. Pineapple.
Let's see. There's a good amber by Phoenix Ale Brewery. That's pretty good. I like Dos Equis amber, but
you like that kind of side. Like, what are your thoughts on IPA?
Oh, I like IPA. Freshly squeezed IPA from
that's good.
Deschutes.
That's quite delicious.
I do like Deschutes. I don't know. For me, like I said, I just am like, I'm so fucking sick and tired of IPA, because I feel like, especially if you go up in the Northwest, you go into like breweries, they have like fucking 6 IPA and they'll have like one other option. I don't understand why they're so popular. I mean, I guess I kind of get it. Like, it kind of seems like it's like the dank version of beer.
Well,
it's
beer
like,
and drinks in general, like they go up and down, like
popularity,
like music, or
any
type of genre or something. Do you remember when all I used to drink were fucking AMF motherfuckers when I used to go out to the fucking bars when I was 21 years old back in 2011 or 2010 shit.
Well,
Adios motherfuckers.
Well,
I don't know the last Adios motherfucker I ever had. Like, that's what I'm saying.
There are trends. Like I do remember just like last summer being in the Northwest and being in Northern California. I did notice that sours and gose. Those were both really popular at the breweries I went to, like Russian River Brewery is the main one I'm thinking of. But in the Northwest, I don't even know. Portland is fucking crazy for beer. That's a great place for beer for anyone who's a beer fan. Go to Portland or go to somewhere in the Northwest, because you'll fucking go to a gas station and they're fucking brewing beer. Like there's so many breweries, it's just insane. But I don't know. For me, I'm like really open to a bunch of different beers. If I'm going to go and I'm shopping for beers, unless I'm camping, in which case I'll buy a light beer. But every other time, I just look for something local, some microbrews. If not local, then a microbrewery from somewhere, because I think that the U.S. has really stepped up their game, and I know that the microbreweries are like,
I think we're now
year by year.
Right? Are we not?
We've got to be, because it looks like just. Well, I mean, I know that microbreweries have taken a larger market share.
Easily, I think we are the craft like capital of the world.
Well,
right?
It's like, I want a chocolate beer that has 14% alcohol. We have it.
Like I said, like I know that the microbreweries have gained market share over the past probably 5 years,
Well,
probably
why-
let's say 10 years. Even.
That's why Anheuser-Busch is buying everything up, including Four Peaks.
yeah.
Well, because they
For
have
real.
the money and they realize this is where it's going, so that's what they have
Well,
to do. Dude, fucking
well,
good
I
on
think
Anheuser-Busch.
the distributors had realized like that there's more money. Like when I don't know how it works exactly, but I think there's more margin in selling something like Sculpin than there is selling like a 6-pack of fucking Budweiser. You know what I mean? And so like there's more market share kind of in part because there's a higher demand for it, but also because the distributing and everything else, like there's more margin for distributors.
You're saying there's more margin for profits, is what
Yes,
you're saying.
yes.
In making a craft beer and selling it for $18 than making a Bud Light and selling it for $8, $6,
yeah,
whatever.
Yeah. And
See,
I think that popularity has grown, and like I could say like one of my best friends, a big beer guy, like he's probably the number one person I can think of that is like a huge beer person. Like he has a fucking kegerator and is always buying like kegs for his house. He has
Should have had some real beer fans over there.
he has a German girlfriend, and she's
beer's not that good.
She spent some time in the States. Yeah, I mean, you could say the German beer is not that good, but I think like historically, like just Europe is like, you know, the epicenter of beer. And, you know, like the whole take on it was that like, you know, American beers were like piss water and all this other shit.
We've changed that, though.
Talking to her after like, you know, she had never been to the US other than like, you know, on like a school trip or something, but she spent time, you know, visiting one of my best friends, her boyfriend, and she stayed with him for I think 6 weeks, and he's a big beer guy, and so of course he took her to all the best places in Northern California, which Northern California has a fucking plethora of great beer.
Northern
And
California
she
is basically the Northwest.
she was just so impressed. Like she was like, I always like heard that the U.S. had really shitty beers, but oh my god, like your guys' beer is better than any of the beer I've had in Europe. And so yeah, I do think that the U.S. has really stepped up their game.
I think what it is that in general, like I guarantee you, we drink more like shitty beer than other nation.
Yes,
and we drink more craft beer.
In terms of Middle America, or
well,
Middle
I'm saying
America,
about, like all of America.
because I still know
we
tons
just like
of people
getting drunk, man.
I still
enjoy it.
I know tons of people who are like, oh yeah, I'm a big beer guy, and I'm like, oh, what kind of beer do you like? Oh, I'm a big Coors Light. I'm just like,
But we kind of run the gamut of it, though. Like
you can still be
just in general. We kind of run the gamut, though, because we all start in the same place. Like, oh, you know, hey, go buy me a 30-pack of Natty Ice. Okay. And then you go from the really shitty in college to like, oh, beer can actually taste good. Oh, there's some really good beer out there.
I was never a Natty Ice guy. I'm just gonna say,
Yeah.
the closest I ever went was camping beer. Camping beer would be Busch Light.
Yeah.
But you know that's the same thing.
Yeah, it's
pretty much.
that's
but
exactly
that was just camping. I didn't fucking party and go grab some fucking Natty Ice or anything like that. I'm very proud to say that, yeah, I never really was that huge of a fan. You know, but if I had the option of choosing between like a fucking Bud Light, Coors Light, Miller Light, I'd probably go Coors Light.
Good job. You're a good man. You're
Ugh.
a good man. Fuck you, Nick.
For a while there, like shit, when I was in college, like Miller High Life was the shit. That's
Oh, God.
dirt ass cheap. Like
See, that's the equivalent of Natty Ice.
So this topic is going a little bit long, but at one point, so speaking of like light beers, me and Nick Carlo, we're roommates now. We live together. His room's over there. My room's over there.
Forever and always.
Now you understand how our house works. We had a taste test one night in college where we had Coors Light and Milwaukee's Best, which is made, I think, by Coors Light, but in college, it was called The Beast because it was for like $15 you could get a 30-pack, and I think it went up to 20 shortly after that, you know, and then the other ones got more expensive. But it was the cheapest beer we had in Arizona you could buy, and we both did test each other where we had 3 glasses, and you could pour whatever
Wasn't
you want.
just each other. It's a bunch of people.
I remember. Okay, well, so maybe we had one of those, but the original one I thought was me versus you.
Oh,
and I poured.
yeah.
We both had 3 glasses. I poured, whatever I wanted in 3 glasses, and you had, sips of them, and you said something along the lines of Coors, Milwaukee's Best, Coors. And I'm like, like opposite.
Yeah.
Coors, Milwaukee's Best, Coors, or whatever. And you're like, really? I was wrong on all of them? On all accounts? So I'm like, yeah, well, fucking, that's weird. So we did the exact same test, switched it around, and you poured your 3 drinks. I made my guesses, and they were all the exact opposite. So I think it comes a lot down to fucking branding.
Definitely.
About shit.
100%. I have been...
Everything was just a see-through fucking, like, thing instead of name on it.
I just remember one time
See-through
tin
can.
I was on mushrooms, and we decided to go to the bar. And
like
the first thing we did when we got to the bar was order a water, because that was like the logical, like gotta fucking hydrate. That's the most important thing. But I remember ordering a beer, and it was just like we were just looking around at all the people that were like drinking and getting drunk. We're just like, but then we're like drinking beer, and it was Kilt Lifter, which sucks because at that time it was still Four Peaks, and now it's like owned by Anheuser-Busch. But
That's pretty heavy.
Why does it suck?
it just is like disappointing that it's not like a local thing anymore.
It still is though.
It is, but it's not
the same.
It's not like whatever. I understand they made money out of the deal, but in any case, I remember we're drinking and we're just like, yeah, like this beer's pretty good.
The main thing is
just like,
it's just
yeah, I'd drink it. You know what I mean? But it was just like we very clearly realized that like it was a branding thing, and we were drinking Kilt Lifter because it was like a local beer that we liked, and we're like, you know what, Kilt Lifter's a good beer.
I'm gonna fight you on the Anheuser-Busch thing. They didn't really, except for I've noticed there's been a distinct drop in quality in the service in the brew pub. But
at Four Peaks,
yeah.
Four Peaks is a bar that's into beers.
Yeah, but
like, you just got
they haven't like
people
changed
probably know
recipes
about
or
Four
anything
Peaks,
like
but-
that. Anheuser-Busch basically just did a
restart.
we just talked for 30 minutes.
We just talked for fucking 30 minutes about beer. I'm telling you guys, I was running long. That was your hint, and no one paid attention.
Look.
No. Stop talking. We're gonna. Okay, we restarted. Are we dead?
Nope. Oh, I am gonna change the battery then. So we're about to be dead.
Okay, change it quick.
But the Four Peaks thing isn't so much they're like changing their character. It's just a economy of scale type deal.
The food has definitely.
I totally am cool with Four Peaks getting bought out.
I pretty much I don't buy them anymore.
I don't buy
if somebody
anymore
offered
either.
me a Kilt Lifter, Kilt Lifter was one of my favorite beers, I would absolutely drink it.
Now instead of getting 8th Street Ale and Hop Knot in cans, you can get anything in cans.
Look, if somebody offered me a Kilt Lifter, I would absolutely drink it. But I'm not going to spend my money. I'm not going to spend my money on it because it's just like, and I'm happy for them. Like they probably fucking made a fuck ton of money and they did a great job. It just sucks. Like it's just like because it used to be such a thing to be proud of. Just like something in Tempe, like somebody was in Tempe. It's like you got to go to Four Peaks. This is the fucking by far the best fucking place in
All right,
Tempe.
okay,
I used to say that. I used to say that.
Let's close with that.
That's very true. Good point.
Nathan, you screwed in.
Oh.
I don't know how long you've been out of frame, but Matt will find out.
Dude.
Look at that look of hatred.
If you've been out of frame the entire thing, I'm gonna fucking murder you.
You're gonna marry him?
I'm just not gonna. Fucking
You're gonna marry him?
We're closing out this podcast right now. I'm not even gonna let us give us a chance to fucking make closing topics because it's gonna go for another 30 minutes. Are we good?
Okay. Yeah.
We good?
Okay, you got to finish your idea.
Okay, closing topics. I think that brown ales, golden ales, red ales.
Stop.
You got to finish your topic about Four Peaks.
Say, okay, closing topic or whatever. We'll talk about Four Peaks or whatever you got to do. But what I'm saying is that right when you came in, you were sitting down. So when I make the jump cut, it's going to be us talking and there's going to be you like, okay, start over.
So, closing topics. I think that brown ales, golden ales, red ales, I like them all. Mostly the colored ales. Not a racist thing. But
sounded like a racist thing.
Anytime someone says it's not a racist thing, it's probably a racist thing.
But I don't know. I like them a lot, and I wanted to make this argument earlier, but you assholes were talking too much, and I couldn't butt in. So I'm talking about it now. I like a lot of those type beers, but I can't tell the difference between them. Like, they're good. Like, I'll drink like a Alaskan Amber. I will drink that all day. It's good. I like it, but I don't really have very strong thoughts on them.
I agree with you. Once you
they get kind of muddled together.
When you start bringing into you get out of the light
Yeah.
beers and you're just a little bit below like the wheats,
Yeah.
you know, like
Yeah.
beers that aren't filtered and you can't see through them. Like, yeah, you have all those beers and they're kind of like the nut browns.
Yeah, exactly.
Like even like all those, like I understand they taste different.
It's like that's good, but I don't have any thoughts on that other than I don't
agree.
hate it.
The intermediates.
I don't love it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm basically like Kolsch, like on that side of it, and then the other side is IPA and porter. That's your final thought?
That's my final thought.
All right, Zach.
No, my final thought is I like beer. I want it to continue.
Yeah, I want to continue on with that idea because beer is just something. It's just so joyous. Like, especially like lately, like I go in waves with what I'm drinking. Like occasionally, I'll go on a kick of drinking like whiskey sours, just like consistently for months, or I'll go like I'm a big like gin and grapefruit or gin and juice in general, or gin and tonic. But lately, like I would say it's been going on for maybe the past year. Just like beer is like what I crave. Like if I wanted something alcoholic, it's like nothing like a beer. You know what I mean? And so yeah, I love beer as well. I love all kinds of beer.
Pickle juice for a while. I know what you mean.
I love pretty much all beers. Like I have my preferences, and like there's nothing like it whenever you find a beer that you just want to like chug because it's so good. I love that feeling. But for me, I think the best part about beer is like where we're at with microbreweries. Like that I think is like such a fun thing to do. If like you're traveling through a new city, fucking check out the local breweries.
Oh.
Like that shit is so fun and exciting to me.
I thought you were gonna say the best, part about beer is like putting a pause on reality.
It's the alcoholics version. Okay, so I'll do my final thoughts here.
Yes.
Going to a local brewery is like the alcoholics version of going to like a local art museum or something. And instead of having to know anything fucking
Not
about-
alcoholic, but alcohol connoisseur.
Sure, fine. But I mean, like, instead of having to know something about art and needing to actually, I don't know, of course, like having to pay the entrance fee or whatever, you're just paying a fee to drink some beer. And you're getting off by drinking beer. It's the greatest thing in the fucking world.
Well,
No, you already did your closing thought, motherfucker.
So
You got no.
grapefruit
wait.
Sculpin is sing a Van Gogh.
I have something really important to say. Like I do think wine is great.
You've lost the room.
I do think wine is great, but I want to see if you guys agree with me. Wine, no matter how great it is, to me, it's really hard to tell the difference between like a red and a white. Like all the differences are so like minuscule.
Nope.
No.
I was just gonna say
Yes,
No,
sir.
I
All I'm gonna
no,
say is,
but
like,
I can't
beers-
discern the flavors.
beers to me have such a broader range of flavors.
I like broads.
Nick, your final thoughts.
Sorry,
Well,
Zach.
You have the
Happy
final
Nas-
thoughts. These are the
Happy
real final
National
thoughts.
Beer Day, everyone.
That's your final
And
fucking.
I'd like to thank Fact for expanding my beer
Palate.
knowledge and palate.
You have fucking one.
Cheers to
hell of a
that.
palate, Nick.
Cheers, guys!
I'll drink to that.
Happy Beer Day.
As Homer Simpson once said, to beer, the cause of and solution to all of life's problems.
Homer
All right,
Simpson.
so this was episode 58 of Fat Cast. We're on SoundCloud. We're on YouTube. We're on podcast services around the globe.
Twitter.
We are on that Twitter. If you want to ask us a question, send us an email at factemails@gmail.com. FAQEMAILS.com.
Cheers, everyone.
For Zach Barberin.
For Nick DiCarlo.
Zach Barberin.
For Matt Miller.
Thank you all
What
for
about
listening.
me?
Thank you all for listening.
The beer got to us.
From Matt Miller.
Thank you all for listening, and we're out.
That was a fun one. We should just...